Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sitting down and doing my everyday fall inspired makeup routine. I'm actually getting ready to go out for the night, so I thought I would slap some makeup on my face and turn on my camera and do a chatty get ready with me. Of course, it's going to include all of the things that I have been loving for fall, including eyeliner and dark lips. Today was the first really truly fall chilly day in my opinion. Of course, we've had a beautiful fall season, but I had my sweater on. It didn't really get above 50 degrees, and so I thought it would be the perfect day to do a night-ish inspired fall makeup routine. And I just thought I would turn on the camera and sit down and chat with you and catch up. So I'm going to be starting by slapping some foundation on my face. I'm going to be using the Nars Sheer Glow foundation, and I'm using Punjab. I have actually been traveling quite a bit, and I've been in some warm, sunny weather, despite it being chillier here, and so I haven't quite lost any tan, which I'm actually glad about, but it means I'm still using my darkest foundation shade. So I'm going to be putting on the Nars Sheer Glow with a Real Techniques complexion sponge. I really find that this helps even out the foundation and doesn't make it apply cakey. I really like this for a night out. It was the foundation I wore on my wedding day. It just seems to be the perfect all-around foundation. So I am going to apply that evenly everywhere on my face and then go in with concealer to the points that didn't cover quite enough and continue that way. Okay, I'm really happy with that application of foundation. If I look really close in the mirror, it's almost like you can't tell I'm wearing any foundation, and that's my favorite type of application. I really like when you can see skin shine through, and I just like when foundation evens out the skin, but still looks like you. I really don't like a cakey foundation. You can still see some of my imperfections, and I find that really beautiful and individual and unique. But I do want to kind of cover up some of the redness on my nose, and I have a spot in between my eyebrows that I just want to make a little bit more flawless. So I'm going to go in with the Chanel concealer. This is called the Corrector Perfection, and I have 10, which I believe is the lightest shade. I like this concealer. It's not my favorite, but it matches really well for what I need right now, and so I'm going to be using this. I don't always recommend applying concealer really heavily, but in this case it's okay because I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender to blend out the concealer. It's also going to make it blend into my foundation really well. And so by adding a heavier coverage, I know that it's going to be soaked up by the beauty blender just like ever so slightly, or sorry, the Real Techniques sponge ever so slightly, so it's going to end up working really well and gel with my skin. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and put some eyebrows on. While I do that, I'm going to tell you a story that just came up. Actually, right before I was filming this video, I had to take off a little bit of eyebrow product that I had on my eyebrows to begin with. And I got to that really weird point where you have like one eyebrow on and one eyebrow off. And my husband walked by and I was like, hey look, this is what I look like with one eyebrow on. And he's like, I want the old Jessica back. Of course, it was a joke. He loves me either way. But I just thought it was really funny how much an eyebrow makes a difference in the way you look. So I went ahead and started by brushing my eyebrows down. I find that this really helps me and allows me to see the shape of my eyebrow. And I'm just going to fill it in mostly and then brush it back up and then see if there's any other spots. I'm using the Anastasia Brow Definer in Taupe for this. I feel like my eyebrows are at a state where they're kind of unruly. I'm trying to grow them out. I feel like my eyebrows are just never gonna grow. I never really overplucked them either. It's just I never was blessed with a lot of eyebrow hair, or I was and it's all like blonde eyebrow hair. I don't really know. So I just do the best I can. I can't really be bothered that much. They're just a part of me. So just fill them out into the best I can and then just go with it. Okay, I feel like that's about as good as it's gonna get, so I'm going to do the other eyebrow, speaking of one eyebrow on and one eyebrow off, and get right back to you. Not my favorite eyebrows, but we just need to move past. Next I'm going to be using the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to set my eyebrows so they don't go anywhere throughout the night. I also find by applying brow gel, it almost like brings out the individual hairs. So if you've applied quite a bit of like product and powder, sometimes it can just all blend together, and this gives it a little more dimension again. So I actually like this step. Not only for setting them, but for the way it makes my eyebrows look. Okay, we are going to move on to bronzer, and I'm really excited because I just pulled out my favorite bronzer that it's been like stuffed in the back of my drawer for a while. This is the Chanel Le Beige. It's actually the Healthy Glow Sheer Color, and this is in 40. I just find it is the perfect bronzer shade for me. So I'm going to put this where all of the natural sun would kiss my skin. Of course I'm wearing a sweater, so you can't really tell, but my body's actually still pretty tan, so I can add quite a bit and it will still look pretty natural because my body still has quite a bit of tan. I love the way this bronzer smells. This is probably my all-time favorite bronzer, and I feel like it's never patchy. It just looks as if my skin was like naturally tan, and I just find it looks really nice. I feel like that is looking pretty good for bronzer and concealer. I'm really quickly going to go in with some contour. Since I'm going out tonight, I feel like I can go a little bit heavier with contour and chisel out my cheekbones. So I'm going to use the Nars Ida brush, or Ida brush, however you want to say it. This brush is pretty expensive, but I have to say it is pretty awesome for contour. It's just a fluffy but super flat brush, and it really allows you to like get into your cheekbones. I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. I'm going to be using this like cooler contour-ish color. I feel like that'll just look the most natural. When you create a contour in comparison to bronzer, you want it to be a natural shadow rather than like a suntan. That's kind of the major difference between bronzer and contour. So I'm gonna go in and just put this right where my cheekbone would naturally shadow, and it should just chisel it out a little bit more. Honestly, as I'm seeing it under this light, I feel like this contour isn't quite the right shade for me right now. Oh well, it'll do its job. It's a little bit, not warm, what's the right word? It has a little bit too much purple in it for right now, for how tan I am. It's looking ashy rather than shadowy. But I can't be bothered to go get a different color, so it'll just be this for tonight. I'm also going to put it under my chin to avoid any double chin action and sharpen my jawline. Okay, that is most of my face products done. I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and finish out my face products since I pretty much have all of it done anyways. And I'm going to go in with blush. This is Tarte Risque. I've been loving this blush. It is literally the only thing I've been wearing for months now. I forgot a blush brush, so I'm just going to go back in with my bronzer brush. It's kind of like a bronzer shade anyways, so it should be fine. Swirl that around and then just add it. Actually, kind of like the way that applies. Just right to my cheeks to create a nice warmth. Okay, now for my eyeballs, or eyelids rather. I'm going to be doing a winged eyeliner today. Pray to the winged eyeliner gods that it will go okay. But before that, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. Holy crap, I love this palette. I have been a self-proclaimed palette hater. I don't like buying palettes because there's inevitably like 2 or 3 shades in a palette that I never use, and I feel like I'm wasting my money when I could just buy like the shades that I would like in a full size. However, I originally bought this palette to take traveling. I've been doing a little bit of more work traveling, and I was struggling to like make a custom palette. I didn't have enough time before I went off on a plane, and so I wanted a palette that I could do a lot of different looks with, like going out to dinner with clients and then daytime, and so I picked up this palette. Of course, it smells like chocolate, which is amazing. Oh, it smells like my hot chocolate I had today, actually. But surprisingly, or not so surprisingly, the quality of these eyeshadows are amazing. I feel like I don't even have to wear an eyeshadow primer and they last all day on me, and I feel like that's quite rare. Most eyeshadows fade by like hour 4. So I love this eyeshadow palette, and something that I would recommend, there are a few colors in here that I would be like really iffy about, like the blue and this like sparkly pink, but when you actually swatch them, they swatch really pretty and a little bit different than the way they look. So if you ever are interested in a palette, and maybe you've been like me and have been a self-proclaimed palette hater, you might just want to swatch it and see how you feel about it, because oftentimes they swatch differently than they actually look in the pan. So I haven't really thought this through. I'm going to start off with coconut cream. I always use this as just a base on my eyelids to even them out and create a really nice blank canvas for whatever color I put on top. So I'm going to start with that. My brushes are so dirty, but I am washing them this weekend. I actually pretty religiously wash my makeup brushes. I find it relaxing. Is that weird? I really enjoy the act of putting on makeup, so come Monday when I go to work, I like having really clean makeup brushes because I feel like inspired and that I can do anything I want to do. Okay, so from coconut cream, I think we're going to take Nougat, which is this pinky color right next to coconut cream, and I'm going to put that in my crease as just a really subtle transition color. This like pinky beigey color I feel like plays off my green eyes nicely, and we'll just create a little bit of definition. Okay, and then seeing as this is a fall inspired makeup look, I have been pretty frequently going between Mousse, which is this color, Puddin', which is this color, Truffled Frosting, and Rum Raisin, as pretty much the colors that I've been using frequently, sometimes peanut butter. I think today I've been loving a cool eyeshadow look, so I think I'm going to go probably between Mousse and Puddin'. So I'm going to take this light brown color mousse and I think just go right over where I put that pink beige, the nougat color, and create just a brown eye look. Once again, I'm going to be doing winged liner and a dark lip, and so I don't want my eyeshadow to be too crazy because that is really going to be the star of the show. I'm just adding a little bit of definition to do something nice. Okay, then a little bit of Puddin'. I like it. It's not pudding, but it's Puddin', and it has an apostrophe in the end. And I'm going to focus this on my outer corner of my eye. Just trying to create some shape, especially because I'm going to be doing winged liner. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. I feel like I want a little bit below my eyes just to balance it out, and so here's a trick. If you're too lazy to go get a different type of makeup brush, you can always pinch your fluffy eyeshadow brush to create kind of a fan. I'm going to put it back in to Puddin' and Mousse. I'm just going to do both of them. And then just fan it on your lower lash line. It works. It's not the easiest in the world. I actually need to flip it over for this eye. But it essentially creates like a pencil brush without needing a pencil brush. Okay, that is my eyeshadow done. I don't think I want to do anything else. I'm going to do winged eyeliner now. Today I am using the ridiculously expensive Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen. This is a double-ended eyeliner pen. On one side is the littlest itty bitty nib ever, and then on this side, which has the gold band, is the side that I like to use. I think, hopefully this goes okay. I think I'm going to start on this eye because this eye tends to be easier. My eyes aren't exactly symmetrical, and so one is a little more droopy than the other. Yay for asymmetry. So I'm going to start with this one because it's a little bit easier, and then I'll just hope that this one turns out even. So the way I'm going to do this is I follow my lash line, my bottom lash line up, and that's a really good way. My eyes, I've decided, are slightly upturned. So if I follow my bottom lash line up, it actually makes me look really weird and too uppy. I actually like to take my eyeliner more just straight out, and I feel like that balances my eyes and brings them down a little bit. So I'm going to start with the flick. I'm not going to be able to talk to you while I do this, but I'm going to start on the end and just pull in and then go from there. I also have to pull on my eye a little bit because my eyelids are kind of wrinkly, so I need to pull it out so that it doesn't like get bubbly. Okay, wish me luck. That is not too bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not too bad. I think it'll be fine. I can always go back and clean it up with a Q-tip later if I need to. And I'm sure it's not very wingy on camera. I don't really like a big cat eye. I just like a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to try to match up my other eye. Not too bad. I feel like I have a little bit more cleaning up I could do, but I actually think this one turned out better than the other wing. Love it how the universe shines down on you that way. Yeah, that'll do. Once you put mascara on, you won't be able to tell. So next I'm going to go in with my Shu Uemura eyelash curlers, and I find this kind of creepy, so I'll just cut it out. Now it's time for mascara. I'm going to be using my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. I love this mascara. I've repurchased this like 3 or 4 times now. I just think it curls my lashes really well. In fact, speaking of curling mascara, I said this was going to be a chatty get ready with me. I was in San Francisco recently, and I was there on work and forgot all of my makeup brushes, and I forgot my eyelash curler and all my skincare, and I pretty much was a fish out of water. I did have this mascara, and I can confirm, able to create a curled eyelash without any eyelash curlers. And I think that's like one of the claims of this mascara. I always curl my eyelashes anyways, but it really does work, and in a pinch it totally saved my butt. So I give high praise to this mascara. It worked pretty well. Let me know. When I was there and I didn't have any makeup brushes, I really had to get creative because I was still meeting people and talking and doing events, and so I still needed to have nice makeup, or I would prefer to have nice makeup. I don't think anyone needs to have makeup. Let me know if you'd love to see a video of like how I did my makeup that week without any skincare and brushes, and essentially used my fingers for everything. Oh, I didn't have any foundation either. That was another thing. I essentially forgot one entire thing of makeup and stuff, and so I could only use concealer. That was a really interesting week, actually. So yeah, let me know if you would like to see a video of, like, I guess they would call it like emergency makeup techniques. It was certainly an emergency. Okay, it wasn't, but it felt like it. That is my makeup almost done. Left is a lipstick, and I have 3 lipsticks here, 2 new and then 1 love. Most days I've been using this Nars Satin Lip Pencil in Hyde Park. It's just a really beautiful fall appropriate berry color. I really like this. It's probably a color that I would naturally be drawn to. I really want to use like a dark lip. I think that could be really pretty. I also have Spice It Up, which I think is kind of similar to this Hyde lip pencil that's new from MAC. And then I have one of MAC's new Lip Intensity lipsticks in Dionysus. It's a really dark browny red color. I think that's the color I want to try. I haven't tried this on my lips yet, so it could go disastrously wrong, but I think it's going to be really pretty. So I'm going to try this and see how it goes. I've heard really great things about this lipstick, and I want to try it out. So I'm going to try, this is the Lip Intensity lipstick Dionysus. It's new from MAC. because there's not a point on this lipstick. I feel like it's really easy to color outside the lines. I feel like this would be much better with a lip liner, which funny enough, the MAC girl tried to get me to buy, but I didn't want to buy a lip liner. So I'm gonna keep chugging along. When in doubt, just smash your lips together and clean it up at the end. This color is really pretty, yo. So this is the final makeup look. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching and hanging out with me today. I have a few hauls coming up and some Christmas inspired videos. I certainly love Christmas time, so I love filming this time of year. The hauls that I have coming is a Christmas Lush haul, and then of course I have my Sephora VIB haul, which should already be up, so I will link it in this little card thing up there. And I really hope that you are having an awesome day, and make sure and subscribe so you don't miss the videos that I mentioned, and I will catch you in my next one.